How's it going, guys? My name is Henry Huzzy. This is my first video essentially in a series of a lot. What I'm trying to do here is document my pretty much journey over the next 2 years. I recently got back from traveling. I traveled all over Southeast Asia for about 4 months: Cambodia, Thailand, Vietnam, as well as Indonesia. Spent a lot of time there. Came back extremely overweight. Felt like shit. Just tired, no energy. Didn't feel really good about myself. I've always had kind of a physical fitness background. I just loved it. I've always wanted to be an athlete, but I couldn't really do it growing up. Wasn't really that fortunate. Always want to play soccer and things like that. I've always been super competitive with like everything from like sports to like gaming or anything like that. Basically, I'm just extremely competitive and I'm always trying to better myself. So when I got in my early 20s, this basically embodied itself in weightlifting and nutrition. I learned a lot about it, but I mean, in my early 20s, I wasn't really dedicated. I just wanted to go out with my friends every weekend and get hammered. And, I'd do a program for a couple of months and then I just basically fall off the bandwagon. I'd get in good shape. I'd be like, I don't need to do this anymore. And it was kind of a yo-yo effect, constantly just back up, back down, shooting up and shooting down. The thing is, I always used to want to lift heavy and go balls to the wall and what would be happening, if I didn't lose interest in the gym, I'd end up like injuring myself. Like I'm after like destroying my MCL, ACL, fractured my hands and stuff like that. And it's just something that's not fun. So yeah, when I got back from traveling, I said to myself, 2 years out, I think I could totally compete in men's physique. Um, you know, I was 195 pounds when I got home. This was like a month and a half ago. Oh, actually, it's like 2 months now. But I didn't start training again until the 1st of May. I was sitting at like, I don't know, 27% body fat. It's pretty big for me at least. So I just, started eating clean. So yeah, my macros were like 270 grams of protein a day, looking at like 100 grams of carbs, and I was probably eating 75 to 100 grams of fat. Um, it was pretty good. I mean, it worked for the first 6 weeks. I started to lose weight. I was losing about 1% body fat to a little bit more a week. It was like 1.8 pounds to probably 2 pounds a week. And I mean, I was eating around 2,300 calories. I mean, in that range. Wasn't doing a whole lot of cardio, just really intense workouts. I mean, I started basically higher reps, just focusing on a good pump, but just getting to failure every single time, just pushing myself and pushing myself. But I mean, after a while, I started doing a little cardio because like the weight loss is not linear. So I started to do a little bit of cardio, like sprints, but I didn't really like know what I was doing. I was doing 30 seconds off, like 30 seconds on, 1 minute off, just basically, going back and forth and back and forth. And, that really helped. But then I pretty much stalled 6 weeks in. So I said, if I'm going to be committed at this, I mean, I have a lot of knowledge about everything when it comes to working out, but I don't know everything. So I said, I threw out a feeler on Facebook, said, guys, does anybody know like a trainer that has any expertise in men's physique? Really want to get in with it. So I got a guy that's really knowledgeable. So it's always good to have a second opinion. Picked him up and he was like, okay, you're going to finish this round of what you're doing and I'm going to put you on this program. And it's been fucking kicking my ass, I gotta say. But it's amazing. The intensity is super high, supersets, a lot of Olympic lifts, as well as a sprinting program with 8 seconds on, 12 seconds off. So I've just been really pushing myself. I'm gonna give myself, another 6-8 weeks to get down to like, I'm gonna say like between 15 and 10% body fat. I mean, optimally, I want to be in that range. I want to be able to see my muscles as I train them, and then slowly add in, add some more carbohydrates and a little more fats, and just basically build up towards what I want to accomplish. Looking at like, 2 pounds of muscle a month optimally, 1.5 to that. So I mean, in 2 years, I could probably put on 30, 40 pounds if I really, really put in like a really hard effort. So do that, cut it down a little bit, and then go compete at like, I'd love to compete at 185. That'd be great. I know Jeff Side, he competes at 183 in his last competition, as well as Steve Cook, but he weighs in a little higher because he's a little bit taller. Both those guys are 6 foot and over, and I'm like 5'11", so that's always going to weigh down a little bit. But yeah, this is pretty much my channel. We're going to be discussing things like nutrition, what I'm doing in the weight room, things like that, just going over the next while. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask, and subscribe.